And good evening, I'm Tom Llamas. We begin with that breaking news. Just moments ago, the House of Representatives passing a critical spending bill, taking one step closer to averting a government shutdown. Lawmakers passing the last-minute agreement by more than a two-thirds vote, with support from both Republicans and almost every Democrat in the House. It now heads to the Senate, which needs to approve the bill as well before President Biden can sign it into law. House Speaker Mike Johnson confirming to reporters the bill cleared the House with the blessing of both President-elect Trump and Elon Musk, the two men who torpedoed the original budget spending bill and were not able to push a replacement over the finish line last night. The deal funds the government through March 14th and extends aid to both farmers and those affected by the disasters we've been covering. It does not, however, lift the debt ceiling entirely, which Trump specifically asked Republicans to do. But it does ensure that essential government workers keep getting their paychecks, like the TSA agents expected to process tens of millions of travelers over the next few weeks as the holiday travel season, that ramps up. The agreement capping off a week of bitter infighting among congressional Republicans. Ryan Noble, he's live for us tonight on Capitol Hill with the very latest. Ryan, walk through what happened tonight for our viewers.
Yeah, this has been a very hectic 48 hours for sure, Tom, and we weren't exactly sure what direction Republicans and Democrats were going to go. But eventually, House Speaker Mike Johnson crafted a bill that mentioned all of those things that you talked about, but specifically removed that provision to allow the debt ceiling to be extended for a certain period of time. That was really the difference between bringing along Democratic support. They were able to get that bill over the finish line in the House with just hours to spare. Tonight, House Republicans scrambling in a last-minute effort to prevent a partial federal government shutdown, voting on their third attempt to come up with a spending deal before a midnight deadline. The plan passing tonight.
We are really grateful that tonight, in bipartisan fashion, with overwhelming majority of votes, we passed the American Relief Act of 2025.
The Republican Plan C strips much of what was in the original massive spending deal, a bipartisan plan blown up by last-minute opposition from President-elect Trump and billionaire Elon Musk. The new deal has three parts. It extends government funding through March, provides $100 billion in new disaster aid, and gives $10 billion in funding for farmers. What it does not include are any provisions to raise or suspend the debt ceiling, something Trump insisted on. But it comes after a major setback for President-elect Trump, after 38 Republicans joined virtually every Democrat, killing a slimmed-down GOP spending plan last night after Trump had asked the GOP to support it. Still, Republicans touting this new proposal despite the chaos.
We have a clean CR, we have the farm aid, and we have the disaster relief. Then that shows our unity, our ability to effectively legislate.
Meanwhile, NBC's Gabe Gutierrez pressing the White House.
Shouldn't Americans hear from the President of the United States just hours from a shutdown?
What Americans need to know is that you have Republicans in Congress, in the House, who got in a way, who stopped a bipartisan agreement.
All of it also highlighting the growing role of billionaire Elon Musk, who will lead Trump's effort to slash wasteful government spending. Musk slammed the original sprawling 1,500-page spending bill, which was filled full of items unrelated to the funding of government, including allowing for a pay raise for members of Congress. Though Musk did repost a false claim, the bill included $3 billion for a new NFL stadium in Washington. In a phone call Thursday, Trump told NBC News Musk's actions came with his blessing. I told him that if he agrees with me, he could put out a statement, Trump said. He's looking at things from a cost standpoint. But Democrats slamming Musk's role. How worried are you about the influence that Elon Musk has?
I think it's pretty clear that right now Elon Musk is the de facto leader of the House Republicans. I mean, I've literally never seen anything like it.
Okay, Ryan joins us again from Capitol Hill. Ryan, walk our viewers through what's next. This bill now goes to the Senate.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Tom. It requires 60 votes in order to pass the Senate, and that means both Republicans and Democrats will have to support it in the Senate as well. But we're already seeing positive feedback from lawmakers, including the Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, who said that he expects this bill to pass, despite the fact that Democrats did lose out on many of the things that they were hoping would be in this bill in that initial bipartisan deal that Elon Musk and Donald Trump torpedoed. Tom.
So, Ryan, take a step back, and it may be a little too early for this question, But what did we learn? What did you learn from covering Capitol Hill about the new administration and the effort led by Elon Musk to tackle government efficiency?
Well, I think we learned, Tom, that this could foreshadow the way this process could work from a legislative perspective once the new administration takes office. And one of the things I think many of us on Capitol Hill are going to be doing is that every time a new piece of legislation comes out, we're going to be heading to X, the platform owned by Elon Musk, to see what his reaction is to this legislation, because it's clear that House Republicans in particular are listening to him. And it also gives us an indication into just how much authority this new Department of Government Efficiency that Elon Musk is running with Vivek Ramaswamy. This, of course, is not a real government agency. It has no statutory power, but it's clear that Elon Musk has a direct line to Donald Trump, that the two are working in lockstep. So the recommendations from this DOGE committee, as it's called, could play a very big role in how spending decisions are made in this upcoming administration.
Okay, Ryan Nobles from Capitol Hill for us. Ryan, we thank you for that. Now we turn to our other major story tonight. You may have heard about this, a Christmas market attack in Germany. At least 2 people are dead and at least 60 are injured after a car plowed through a crowd of holiday shoppers. That market, you see it here in Magdeburg, a city located about 100 miles southwest of Berlin. Aaron McLaughlin has the late-breaking details as police departments in the U.S. now have to ramp up security as well at Christmas markets here at home.
Tonight, horror at a crowded Christmas market in Germany. A deadly attack just days before Christmas Eve. Captured on chilling surveillance video. You see the moment around 7 p.m. A driver plows a car into the Magdeburg market, packed with holiday shoppers. The car barely slowing down, even as it turns the corner. Footage from the scene shows the driver surrounded by police and pinned to the ground. He has yet to be named, though police are describing him as a 50-year-old doctor from Saudi Arabia who came to Germany 18 years ago. The motive unclear, but police suspect the attack was deliberate. The perpetrator acted alone, and we don't believe there are other threats. Germany's state premier told reporters tonight. This footage shows the panic that immediately followed the attack. You hear the sound of a crying baby as bystanders scramble to save the dying and wounded. Authorities say among the dead, an adult and a small child. Dozens were injured, some seriously. Chilling echoes of 2 European terror attacks, both from 2016, including when a driver plowed a massive truck through a promenade in Nice, France, killing 86 people. The same year, another driver careened a truck into a Christmas market in Berlin, killing 12. Officials say both attacks were carried out by Islamic extremists. Both drivers were shot dead by authorities. And now, 8 years later, Germany on edge again after another holiday nightmare.
And tonight, Aaron McLaughlin joins us from the Bryant Park Christmas Market here in Manhattan, where the NYPD says they have stepped up security in the wake of this attack. Aaron, talk to us about some of your new reporting.
Yeah, that's right. The NYPD says it's stepping up security resources to Christmas markets across New York City, as well as other high-profile locations. Chicago police also saying that they're keeping an eye on their Christmas markets as well. While there's no specific or credible threats at this time, there have been threats, according to security officials, at markets overseas. Tom.
And then, Aaron, walk our viewers through exactly where this happened in Germany. And you spent a lot of time reporting out of Europe. These Christmas markets are so popular all over that continent.
Yeah, that's right, Tom. This happened at a Christmas market in the city of Magdeburg, which is about an hour and a half southwest of Berlin. These Christmas markets are heavily guarded. There was that attack back in 2016 against that major market in Berlin. I was actually there in the aftermath of that attack, covering the investigation as there was a manhunt underway. They eventually found the perpetrator days later in Italy and shot and killed him. Ever since that point, in the last 8 years, they have increased security, according to media reports, at these markets, not just in Berlin, but across Germany, as well as across Europe. And there are media reports tonight that there was increased security at this particular Christmas market in question, which is now obviously going to be part of the investigation as to how this particular driver managed to carry out this attack despite that security. Tom.
Aaron McLaughlin for us. Aaron, we appreciate that. Back here at home to the busy holiday travel expected over the next few days. AAA now saying a record 120 million Americans are expected to travel this coming week. But winter weather is set to hit parts of the country, which could create a headache for some people trying to get home. Here's Antonia Hilton with more.
It's the start of the biggest holiday travel season in history, with AAA estimating almost 120 million Americans are traveling at least 50 miles from home. But just in time for the travel crush comes tricky weather. Up to 6 inches of snow will fall across the Northeast, and gusty winds and colder than average temperatures forecast throughout the Midwest and Mid-Atlantic.
Fingers crossed, all the snow, but it's pretty good so far.
And today, one small plane even landed in the snow outside Albany. Nobody was injured. TSA warning the 40 million flyers expected through January 2nd prepare for possible delays. From the West Coast,
we thought there was going to be more traffic, so we said we got here early.
to the East, where Boston's Logan Airport had long lines before dawn.
I've flown out of this airport probably 50 times, and I've never seen people like this.
Experts say with Hanukkah and Christmas starting on the same day, the roads, rails, and skies will be packed. The busiest travel days for those returning will be Friday after Christmas and the Monday before New Year's.
Based on what I saw today, I think my connections might be a little tight.
U.S. Navy sailor Andre Jones carefully planned his flights 1 month ago.
Wanted to get home for the holidays, currently stationed abroad, so I just wanted to surprise my wife.
Hoping that winter weather won't dispel his holiday magic.
Okay, Antonia Hilton joins us now live from Newark. So, Antonia, you mentioned there in your report, next Friday being the busiest day for travel during these holidays. Do we know how things are looking this weekend just ahead? Because we've had a little bit of snow here in the New York area.
That's right. Tomorrow is expected to be the biggest travel day for people heading out for the holidays. That's according to AAA, Tom. And look, today we have already seen more than 7,000 delays and hundreds of cancellations, frustrated families waiting for hours at times here in the airport. And because of that wintry, snowy mix that's coming, almost 6 inches in some parts of the Northeast expected, that is going to complicate matters in the coming hours and days. So experts have a few pieces of advice. If you're traveling with small kids, pack some extra clothes in your carry-ons. Make sure you have snacks or something to entertain them with. And make sure you don't put your valuables in the bags that you check, because some people are not finding their bags when they get to their next location. If you're one of the unlucky ones who hasn't yet made your plan for the holidays yet, well, experts are also saying you may want to consider traveling now on Christmas Day, Tom.
Oh, wow. Okay, Antonia Hilton, we thank you for that. For more on what could be a messy few days of travel for millions of Americans, Bill Cairns joins us tonight. Bill, what are you watching?
A lot of issues in the Northeast. We've had the snow, the volume. We've got canceled flights all over the place and a ton of delays. So this snow has been troublesome all day long. It hasn't amounted to that much, maybe an inch or two in many areas, but we still have 81-minute delays JFK. A ground stop right now in Boston. It's snowing hard, about 4 inches on the ground. You're going to get another 2 to 3 inches. And a ground stop means that anyone on a plane somewhere else in the country that's destined to Boston, you can't land. You can't even take off right now. And so that's causing a huge ripple effect problem. So we have numerous little areas here that are under winter weather advisories. This is kind of a dying storm. There's only a little bit of snow left with this. Boston, another 1 to 2 inches for you. Down East Maine, you're going to get hit pretty hard tonight. In Western New York, you're going to get about another 1 to 3 inches. Then as we go through the rest of the weekend, it's kind of quiet. Not a lot of bad weather. It's going to be brutally cold this weekend, though, from the Great Lakes and the Northeast. I mean, it's going to be like midwinter cold. The Northwest, that's where we're going to watch a little storm today into tomorrow, then another one on Sunday. Fast forwarding towards Christmas Eve, Tom, a little interesting. In the Northeast, a little clipper system could bring some snow on Christmas Eve, but then Christmas Day kind of quiets out coast to coast.
Yeah, I know. I don't know if you can go back to that last graphic there. And I know it's early. It could change. But, I mean, are we expecting a white Christmas in the New York area? Is that possible?
So the rule is for a white Christmas, technically, it has to be 1 inch on the ground. It does look like by the time we get to Christmas Eve that this could produce that. Now, will it melt by the time we get to Christmas morning? That's kind of the question.
But, Bill, you can do something about that, right? You have that power.
If I could do it, I don't think I'd be here.
Okay. All right, Bill Cairns for Bill, we thank you for that. All right, still to come tonight, we're going to switch gears. We have an update in that Delphi killer sentencing. The man convicted in the murders of 2 teens 7 years ago, sentenced to 130 years behind bars. What the families of the victims are saying tonight. Top story, just getting started on this Friday night. Stay with us. Okay, we are back now with the sentencing in the Delphi murders case. The Indiana man convicted of killing 2 teenage girls back in 2017, sentenced to 130 years in prison. Tonight, the victim's family speaking out for the first time in court, sharing their anguish nearly 8 years later. Here's Maggie Vespa.
In Delphi, Indiana, husband and father turned convicted killer Richard Allen handed the maximum sentence, 130 years in prison for the 2017 slayings of 13-year-old Abby Williams and her 14-year-old best friend Libby German. The judge telling Allen, "You rank right up there with the most hideous cases I've ever presided over," adding, "You continue to roll your eyes at me as you have throughout the trial." Tonight, with a gag order lifted, the girls' families able to share their anguish for the first time in court. She would be 22 and she should be here, Libby's mom said. So many what ifs. She doesn't get to fall in love and have babies. Abby's grandfather comparing the pain to losing a limb that will never grow back. Libby's uncle leaving the courthouse.
It still ain't justice. Nothing is going to bring the girls back.
Prosecutors praising the girls for securing key evidence. Recording Allen on Libby's cell phone just before, they say, he slit their throats.
Libby for recording the defendant as he walked across the bridge, having the wherewithal to pull out her phone. Abby for hiding the phone.
The defense maintaining Allen's innocence, arguing during the trial there's no DNA evidence tying him to the scene and telling reporters,
looking forward to the next steps.
While tonight, Christmas decorations hang alongside memorials in this rural town forever changed by 2 brutal murders.
And Allen's team says they plan to appeal soon. State law requires they file the initial paperwork within the next 30 days. Tom.
Okay, Maggie. Next to the George Mason University student facing federal charges for an alleged attack on the Jewish community. It's the second time this year students at that school have been arrested for anti-Semitic incidents. Jessica Albert from NBC Washington spoke with shaken students on campus.
Feelings of unease and concern at George Mason University after the FBI arrested freshman Abdullah Ezeldin Taha Mohammed Hassan this week. The 18-year-old information technology major, who is originally from Egypt, is accused of planning a mass casualty attack on the Consulate General of Israel in New York.
Very crazy knowing it was conducted by the FBI, which means it was very serious.
According to court documents, the FBI began investigating Hassan back in May after getting an anonymous tip about concerning posts on X. FBI agents say the account was traced back to Hassan and that they eventually learned he allegedly had several accounts containing pro-ISIS and al-Qaeda posts promoting violence against Jewish people. The court documents state an FBI confidential source began communicating with Hassan online in August, and that Hassan allegedly tried to recruit that source to carry out an attack on the consulate in New York by sending ISIS propaganda and a video containing how to make a bomb. News 4 spoke to several students on campus who first learned about the arrest when the university sent out a message about it on Thursday.
I was really shocked because it's one of the students, and recently there were a couple of other incidents too happening.
In November, George Mason Police, Fairfax County Police, and the FBI raided the off-campus home of 2 students allegedly connected to 2 cases of vandalism on campus earlier in the year. They allegedly found weapons and materials calling for violence against Americans and Jewish people.
There's a lot of radicalism, and it's going everywhere because you kind of hear about it on the news, but it's usually not anywhere near you.
In light of these incidents, George Mason University leaders are highlighting a number of security measures that they have in place to keep students safe. Those include a robust police force, including a university SWAT team working with local, state, and federal law enforcement, and a threat assessment team that meets when needed.
I think they've done a decent job letting the students know what's going on and then also actually handling the situations.
According to court documents, authorities are working to send Hassan back to his home country of Egypt.
Okay, we thank Washington's Jessica Albert for that report. When we come back, addicted to the markets, a growing number of people seeking treatment for gambling addictions, but they're not betting on sports, they're betting on the stock market. How people, often men, are getting hooked and why it can be so hard to stop. We're going to explain. That's next. All right, we are back now with Top Stories news feed, and the party is over for Party City, now going out of business and closing all of their stores. The party supply store winding down operations immediately Party City filed for bankruptcy in 2023, struggling to pay debts and battling increasing inflation. Employees learning today is their last day of employment with benefits ending and no severance pay. Okay, and the future is here. The world's first transparent TV has officially hit the market. Look at this thing. TV manufacturer LG debuting its transparent TV for a whopping $60,000. It's 4K OLED. I don't even know what that means. The TV is wireless with options for viewing in transparent or opaque modes. When turned on, the TV becomes an aesthetic digital canvas with high-quality display. Looks beautiful. All right, now to new reporting on a growing type of addiction that has exploded in recent years. It's affecting mostly men. A new Wall Street Journal article out today headlined "More Men Are Addicted to the, quote, crack cocaine of the stock market," details the rise in addicts showing up to Gamblers Anonymous meetings, hooked on trading stocks using their smartphones. The writer of that article, Gunjan Banerjee, joins us now on set. Gunjan, so great to have you. She's also a CNBC contributor and the lead writer on that report. So I want to read an excerpt from your story for our viewers so they get a sense of this. You write, in an age where sports betting has become an accepted pastime, accessible by the flick of a thumb on an iPhone app, they found the same rush betting on Dogecoin, Tesla, or Nvidia as wagering on Patrick Mahomes to carry the Kansas City Chiefs to the Super Bowl. So explain what happened here. This started in the pandemic. People started trading stocks, trying to make money, and they got addicted to it?
Everyone became a day trader during the pandemic. I'm sure a lot of the viewers remember meme stocks, Dogecoin going crazy. Trading was fun. It was easy. It was on your app. Now we're seeing the negative consequences of that boom in trading. And my reporting shows that more and more American men are getting addicted to trading in financial markets, on cryptocurrencies, on stocks, on options trades, some of the riskiest trades out there. They tell me that they feel an uncontrollable urge to bet on financial markets.
So how are they doing this, right? Because a football game, you're watching it, it plays over 2.5 hours. But the stock market, I mean, a stock can sit there for days, months, years and not move. So what are they trading? Options? Are they betting low and then hoping it takes off?
Wall Street has introduced newer and riskier ways to play the market that are very similar to betting on a football game. Instead of betting on where Tesla will be a year from now, you can buy contracts on where the stock will be in a few hours. You can buy contracts on where Nvidia, the S&P 500, the NASDAQ will be.
It's like a game for them.
It is. It's turned into a game for them, and these are some of the most explosive trades out there. It's actually quite mind-boggling. You can get returns of 10%, 50%, 100% within seconds.
Talk to me about some of the men you talk to who have lost a lot of money.
It's been harrowing. I've been attending these Gamblers Anonymous meetings. I've interviewed dozens of investors, treatment counselors, doctors around the country. Some of them told me, I lost everything I had. I lost 6 figures in the options market. A few of them told me I got divorced because of this, or I was on the verge of divorce. My wife said, I'm going to leave you unless you stop trading because this is having such negative consequences.
You talk to men who literally left their home to spend time in their car doing these trades. So it very much looks like somebody who's addicted to something. It's affecting their personal lives.
Exactly. They said they grew depressed. They grew isolated. Their finances were in shambles. Instead of, going to their kids' baseball games, they wanted to sit at home and trade. They wanted to go into the basement and trade. They were placing hundreds of trades a day, a week, and it's really been quite harrowing.
You go to these meetings in Gamblers Anonymous, and you have people who lose their houses in Vegas or betting online on football games. Were they open to these sort of new gamblers who were betting on stocks? It's a little different, but did they welcome them?
I found that it was a really welcoming organization. In fact, I picked up some pamphlets and materials from GA, which say that people should not be betting whether it's in the stock market, whether it's in the commodities market. They actually mention the stock market, commodities market, in their materials.
So almost like a roulette table or something.
Exactly. They're telling people to watch out. Sometimes people will hand over retirement accounts to their spouses.
I do want to put this up on the screen for our viewers, too, because we reached out to some of the apps. They did get back to us, the trading apps, the day trading apps. Here's what they said. A Robinhood spokesperson said it includes, quote, robust safeguards to help customers make informed decisions, while a spokesperson for, I think this one's called Webull, is that right? Yeah, said the platform offers educational tools to foster responsible investment decisions. Do these apps, do you think, do they bear some responsibility?
So it's interesting. I spoke to the National Council for Problem Gambling, and what they told me is that at times, restrictions and safeguards in traditional gambling apps, think casino apps, think DraftKings, they think they can surpass the safeguards on apps like Robinhood, on apps like Webull. Think about it. When you open up DraftKings, you can see, hey, if you have a problem gambling, here's a hotline. The financial apps don't say that.
Yeah, it's a very good point. Gunjan, so great to have you here on Top Story. We look forward to talking to you more in the future.
Thank you.
All right, time now for Top Story's Global Watch. And tonight we have a remarkable look at life inside of Russia. 1,000 days since the invasion of Ukraine. NBC's chief international correspondent, Keir Simmons, got rare access speaking to everyday Russians in Moscow and beyond about what life is like in a nation ruled by leader Vladimir Putin. Here are their stories.
More than 1,000 days of death and destruction, of drones, missiles and military offensives have devastated Ukraine and upended Russian society.
Right now, when I decided to come here today, I was actually scared for my life and for my future.
So you're more scared now than you were 2 years ago?
Yeah, much more.
The first time we spoke with this Moscow student in her 20s, in the first year of the war, she sat alongside 4 friends.
I want you to put up your hand, if you believe anytime soon people will go into the streets in huge numbers to try and change things.
I remember that.
You remember it?
Yeah.
Nobody put their hand up?
Yeah. I still wouldn't.
You still wouldn't?
No. It's crazy how you can go to prison, you can be sent to prison.
In the 2 years since she spoke to us with that group of 5 students, some have left the country, some reluctant to talk again. We were sitting in this park.
Yeah.
You and 4 of your friends.
Yes.
And now it's just you left.
Yeah, unfortunately. I had to finish my degree, and now I'm also planning to leave the country.
You're planning to go too?
Yeah, I'm planning to go to Europe because I don't see any opportunities for me, and actually I'm scared that the borders soon will be closed.
When we spoke last time, I asked you guys about what you thought the future held. What do you think the future will be like now?
I believe it would be worse and worse.
In 3 years of conflict, traveling to Russia has become more perilous. Landing in Kazan in October was no exception. People with Western passports and some Russians are asked questions and politely asked to sit to one side and wait.
So they stopped me for about half an hour, which is basically normal when you come to Russia. It never gets easier or kind of comfortable. But here we are now in Kazan, which is a city that I've never been to. A long way, a long, long way from Moscow. Welcome to Russia.
A rare chance in this nation of 11 time zones to gauge opinion outside the capital. Ravilia proudly shows me around the city's most important mosque. Kazan is in Tatarstan, a semi-autonomous region of majority Muslim Tatars. Some descendants of Genghis Khan. But today's war in Ukraine feels a long way away.
And you call it? Pichmak.
Back at her restaurant, where she serves up local Tatar food and stories, she tells me they love Moscow's current czar.
Because people criticize President Putin.
Why?
Why?
Why? Почему?
You don't understand why?
Нет, не понимаю, потому что он хочет просто мира хочет.
They say that he started a war.
Ну, например,
This is what people say.
На Западе говорят, что...
Не, это неправда. Я про политику говорить не хочу.
I don't want to talk about politics.
Знаешь, Кир, я не хочу говорить про политику, да? Я его очень люблю.
I just love him very much.
Да, я его очень люблю, и мне кажется...
Then there is Islam, who we met outside his university, but who told us He'd like one day to study in America.
Maybe it will be Boston University, maybe it will be Tufts University, or maybe even Harvard.
When was this? Then, he tells us, his father was killed fighting for Russia in Ukraine.
How did he die?
Bomb.
Grenade. On his hip.
To the knee,
his leg area,
to the leg, yes. And there was a lot of
blood.
A lot of blood, yes.
A young man who expresses allegiance to Putin and admiration for America. Three voices of different ages in different regions of this vast country. A reminder that Russia, indeed our world, is more complex than it can seem.
It's quite normal.
This was a week in which President Putin held a question and answer session here in Moscow that lasted for 4.5 hours. A session in which he took questions from journalists and from Russians around the country, even from Russians on the front line with Ukraine. The message was that he listens, that he is somewhat democratic, that he is in tune with the needs and concerns of his people. What most Russians say about the war in Ukraine is that they would like it to be over, but that they don't want to give up on the important things that they think Russia has been fighting for. Whether that's going to be possible is a huge question. If negotiations take place next year, they will be challenging.
We thank you for watching Top Story tonight. Have a great weekend and stay right there. There's more news on the way.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.